Hi everybody, my name is Brittany of Britzy Thrift. I'm a reseller on Poshmark, and today I have a September what sold video for you. So it's officially October, but I'm going to go over the sales that I had in September to hopefully give you some idea about what's selling on the resale market, at least on Poshmark. Also, happy harvest, happy Halloween, happy breast cancer awareness month, happy fourth quarter, happy, did I say harvest? Happy autumn, happy pumpkin spice season. So whatever you celebrate in October, happy that. Okay, so let's get into these numbers. On the first, I sold this LL Bean signature navy blue waffle knit turtleneck, kind of a little chunky waffle knit turtleneck size large sweater, and it had like an asymmetrical zip. I sold this for $30. I paid $4.17 and I got a profit of $19.83. Also on the first, I sold this Camp David new with tags size large Virginia Tech Hokies long sleeve t-shirt. I paid $1.81 for it. It sold for $22 and I got a profit of $15.79. And they left a love note, so thank you so much for that. And the last thing I sold on the first, this is actually my highest sale ever to date. I was sweating bullets when I sold it. I was just like fingers crossed while it was shipping, and I was like, please, please, when she gets this, let her be happy with her purchase. And she was. It got a 5-star rating. So the last thing that sold on the first was this a 9 Bing size large fishbone blazer jacket. I paid $5.24 for it. It sold for $359. And I got a profit of $281.96. Before then, the most expensive thing I sold was $240 for some cowboy boots. So this really knocked it out of the park for me. I was super excited. Thank you so much. I had actually received an offer of $200. Well, I had this blazer for a while. I knew that it was, gonna take a little while because it was priced so high, but that's what the comps were dictating. So I had it for a year. I think it got over 100 likes, but nobody sent an offer until maybe a couple of months ago, and then I got a $200 offer, and I just felt like I didn't want to let it go for $200, so I'm glad that I waited for this because this totally made my day. On the second, I sold this Azos Curve size 18 navy blue floral new with tags kimono style v-neck dress. I paid $5.24 for it. It sold for $30 and I got a profit of $18.76. On the third, I sold this Old Navy new with tag size 2X linen blend tan gathered. It had like a little bit of like stretchy material in the back. So I said that it was gathered, and this was a jumpsuit. I paid $4.18. It sold for $18 and I got a profit of $10.22. I think I had to relist this a couple of times. It got a lot of attention. But I'm glad that someone finally sent me an offer. I can usually sell plus size Old Navy, if it's new with tags, for $15 to $25 is usually the range. So it's a really good bread and butter for me. Also on the third, I sold this Lululemon size 4 black scuba hoodie. It was a full zip hoodie and I paid $5.24 for it. It sold for $45 and I got a profit of $30.76. That was my second time finding a scuba hoodie. The first time I found a purple one, which was really cute, but it had lived its best life. There were so many holes in it, and I hated that I had to leave it behind, but eventually I found this black one, and I didn't have to sit on it for too long, so if I find another one, I will pick it up if it's in decent condition. Then I sold this Kenneth Cole New York square toe leather boots. They were black boots that looked kind of like riding boots. I paid $1.22 for them at the by the pound. I've had them for a very long time. And they sold for $20 and I got a profit of $14.78. So I'm really happy about moving out some of my older inventory so I can make more room for my newer, more me now inventory. Then on the fourth, I sold this Level 99 new with tag size 28 wide leg linen tinsel blend pants. I paid $4.50. They sold for $40 and I got a profit of $27.50. Wide leg is a good style this season. So if you see anything that's wide leg, I would steer more towards that than like skinny. Well, straight flare boot, anything that's other than like skinny basically is what's selling. But I notice whenever I put wide leg in my listings, it tends to move it out. Then I sold this cool men's size large green organic cotton long sleeve shirt. Cool is the name of the brand, KUHL. So I paid $1.81 for it. It sold for $32 and I got a profit of $23.79. Then I sold this Amowina Nuitag size 38C white floral bra. I paid $1.81. It sold for $17 and I got a profit of $11.79. Bras are actually really good pickups if I find them new with tags. It seems like no matter what the brand is, if it's new with tags, eventually it will sell. I'd never heard of this brand before, and actually I kind of overpaid for it because usually bras are like 99 cents, so I think they usually come up to like $1.08 after tax. But regardless, I turned $1.81 into a $17 sale. So bras are something good to pick up. On the 5th, I sold this Figs size large Livingston scrub pants, and they were in the color hot coral. So I'm not picking up Figs anymore because it just doesn't really move for me. Maybe I missed the boat, or maybe it just never really wanted to perform for my closet all that well. Usually I do get like $15 to $20 for it. So I'm trying to move out all my Figs, but this one was a recent pickup, and I only picked it up because it was a size large and because it was this pretty pink color. So I thought that maybe the size being larger and the color would help move it, and it did, because this is the fastest pair of Figs I think that I have sold. So I paid $4.50. It sold for $33 and I got a profit of $21.90. So even the sale price was higher than what I usually can get for them. So I think the color really helped out with this, and the size. Then I sold this Your Neighbors, which I think is an Urban Outfitters brand. This was a size small quilted green full zip jacket. This was for men. I paid $5.24. It sold for $20 and I got a profit of $10.76, which is cool because I was just kind of trying to experiment to see. Urban Outfitters doesn't do that well for me usually, but this didn't stick around for too long, and I guess for bread and butter, I've actually seen another Your Neighbors jacket and I hesitated about picking it up because this one hadn't sold yet. But if I go back to that location and it's still there, because that other jacket has been there for a while, so it might still be there. And if it's regular price, then I'll consider picking it up with the idea in mind that it's probably going to sell for $20, but it's still good bread and butter. Then we have another Old Navy Nuitag size 2XL green quilted vest jacket. I paid $5.24. It sold for $20 and I got a profit of $10.76 also. So Old Navy Nuitag plus size, once again, good bread and butter. Then on the 6th, I sold this Madewell size 32 Cali Demi boot cut distressed button fly faded black jeans. I paid $4.17. They sold for $50 and I got a profit of $35.83. So Madewell Demi boot is good. It's a good style, but it's really good if you find it in a size 30 and up. So like the larger sizes of Madewell, and that Demi boot is an absolute yes, pick it up. It does sell well. On the 7th, I sold this Risen Los Angeles size 25 or size 1. These were distressed blue jeans, and I'd sold a pair of shorts from this brand before and they sold fairly quickly. And then I came across this pair of jeans and I believe a black pair of jeans, same brand, and I just wanted to try it out again. So apparently it has a following. You're not going to get too much for it, but I think it's still worth picking up. This one actually did pretty well. I paid $4.17. It sold for $29 and I got a profit of $19.03. On the 8th, I sold this Staud extra small brown sleeveless wool blend duster. Either it could have been worn as a duster sweater or like a dress, but it had a flaw because the buttons were torn off like sporadically. There were quite a few buttons that were missing. Staud is actually an expensive brand, but I knew with that big of a flaw I wasn't going to get that much for it, so it sold for $25. I only paid $5.24, so I got a profit of $14.76. And hopefully the person that got it, they're good at sewing, and so they don't mind sewing on a few, buttons. But I'm glad that it found a new home. Also on the 8th, I sold this Ava and Viv new with tag size 3X blue tiered dress. I paid $1.09 for it at by the pound. Hallelujah, it is out of my inventory. I was so tired of looking at it. I don't know why it took so long. It was cute, it was new with tags, it was plus size, but everything is not Old Navy. Everything that's plus size and new with tags will not move like that. So this stuck around for way longer than it needed to. It finally sold for $10 and I got a profit of $5.96. I'm not doing Ava and Viv anymore. Then I sold this Maurice's new with tag, size 3X, black satin. It had a very subtle snake print, and it was a camisole. I paid $1.81. It sold for $10, and I got a profit of $5.24. Then on the 9th, I sold this Aster, the label, size small, white crop, floral, eyelet, square neck, Hudson top. I paid $1.81 for it. It sold for $19, and I got a profit of $13.39. I sold this Eileen Fisher extra large 100% organic cotton stripe. It was a gray and black stripe, long sleeve, like a knit top, kind of boxy, but I believe I got it from By the Pound for $1.07. It sold for $26 and I got a profit of $19.73. Eileen Fisher is not the best moving brand for my closet, but it will move. Sometimes I have to sit on it for a while. So I wouldn't not pick it up, but I'd just be very picky about what I pick up from Eileen Fisher. Then I sold another Madewell Curvy Cali Demi boot cut. This time they were blue jeans and they were a size 32. I paid $4.17. They sold for $30 and I got a profit of $19.83. Then on the 12th, I sold this Dolls Kill, and the brand was Grave Girls, but it sold at Dolls Kill. This was a size extra large. It was new with tags, and it was just a black denim mini skirt with some pink embroidery on it. I paid $4.50. It sold for $45, and I got a profit of $31.50. This got a lot of attention very fast, and I think it only took about 2 weeks for it to sell. I sold this Kindred Bravely Sublime Pink maternity bra. I didn't know it was a maternity bra when I picked it up. I thought that it looked very well made, but after doing some research, I realized that they make nursing bras, maternity bras, and this is one of them. I paid $1.05 for it. It sold for $15, and I got a profit of $10.95. I thought that it would sell for more, but I don't know. When I checked the comps when I was in the store when I picked it up, it looked like it was selling for more, but then when I got this offer for $15, I realized that a lot of the comps actually were coming in at $15, like in that range, so I accepted it. Then I sold another Figs, and this is in a size medium. This is called the Cade Cargo Scrub Pant. They were gray, and they had like a sort of greenish blue turquoise pull string. I found about 3 pair altogether. I have 2 more that are new with tags, and this one was pre-owned. But they were all in really good condition, so I just scooped up all 3. This is when I was picking up Figs. I paid $4.17. It sold for $25, and I got a profit of $15.83. I sold these Toms, and these were in a women's size 10. They were black with metallic flecks in them. Very cute. They were flat slip-on shoes, in great condition actually. Usually Toms are pretty bald on the bottom when I find them. You can tell there's a lot of wear on the bottom, but these didn't have much wear on them. I paid 76 cents for them at By the Pound. I thought I had them not as long as this, but apparently I did. I sold them for $23 and I got a profit of $17.64. On the 14th, I sold this Derek Lamb 10 Crosby size 2 silk tassel sleeveless geoprint dress. I paid $5.24, sold it for $40, and got a profit of $26.76. On the 15th, I sold these BZ's size 7.5 Moonlight Gray Rhinestone Wedge shoes. They were in such good condition, and I love the little sparkle on top of the gray. They were just really cute, and they look very comfortable. They have like a little comfort wedge on the heel. I paid $3.96. They sold for $25, and I got a profit of $16.04. This next brand I picked up as an experiment, and now I know that if I see it again, I will pick it up again. This is Built, which is, I believe it's a men's brand. It's a size medium, and this was called the Drop Cut Long Sleeve Hooded Tee in Burgundy. I paid $4.50. It sold for $35, which I believe was my full asking price. And I got a profit of $23.50. On the 17th, I sold a bundle of 2 pairs of overalls, same brand. This was the Pointer brand overalls that I came across, and I almost missed them because I knew that they were a bolo, but it was a little foggy, and it took me a minute to realize that it was something that I should pick up. So I had 2 pair, both men's, and 1 pair was a size 52 by 32, and the other pair was 52 by 30. Someone came along and bundled them together, and each one I paid $4.50 for. They sent me an offer of $80, which I accepted. And because I saw some stains on them, I was expecting a little bit more, but because I saw stains on them, I was like, well, you know what? An $80 paycheck sounds good to me. So I took it, and I actually ended up having to pay because the package came up to over 5 pounds. So if you're not aware, it's a set shipping rate for your packages that are up to 5 pounds. If it goes over that, then they have a chart for the extra that you will have to pay. So mine was like 5 pounds and some ounces, which meant I had to pay $4.50 to get the item shipped. So that's something else that came out of my profit. But ultimately, I made a profit of $51.20, which is fine by me. So thank you very much for bundling these two together, and thank you for shopping in my Poshmark closet. Also on the 17th, I sold this pair of 7 for All Mankind dojos. They were a size 25, and they had the white 7s stitched on the back pocket. I paid $4.50. They sold for $95, and I got a profit of $71.50. These sold, I believe, the same week that I actually got them listed. So 7 for All Mankind dojos are probably the only style of 7 for All Mankind that I still pick up. I think they're the only ones that you can really get a lot of resale, profit from. So, and one way that you can spot them is that you will see the 7s stitched on the back. Sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're white. I think maybe the white stitched 7s are more valuable. I'm not sure. It seems like they go a little bit faster for me, but definitely still pick them up if you see 7 for All Mankind dojos, because they sell. On the 18th, I sold this Aloe Yoga size large gray protection hoodie. I have another one in purple, and this one, they both have like some peeling, like some washwear peeling, but this one did sell for $30. I paid $5.24, and I got a profit of $18.76. Next, I sold something that I've had for a very long time, and I knew I was going to have it for a long time because I've never heard of the brand before. I just thought it was really cute. This is called Tumbleweed Division of Mulberry Bush, and it's a train sweater. So it had a really cute little train scene on the front, and I think it had snow coming down. So it reminded me a lot of Polar Express, which is like one of my favorite holiday movies. So I figured, this is really cute. I should get it and sell it, even if I have to sit on it. It was just so cute, I wanted to sell it. So I paid $4.17, which was an overpay because it was a kid's sweater, so it was supposed to be like $3 or whatever, but still, good profit. I sold it for $15, and I got a profit of $7.83. Then on the 22nd, I sold this Michael Howard wool Georgie black bow accent hat. I paid $1.28. It sold for $20, and I got a profit of $14.72. And I also got a love note, so thank you very much. I believe she said it was a really cool hat. So thank you for purchasing. I actually got this when I was going through a hat phase. When I started reselling, I came across a few hats that were made of wool that performed very well for me, different brands. So I kind of started picking up wool hats. Would I do it so much now? It depends on what the comps dictate. I still like the idea of a nice wool hat. It just depends on what the comps say, but this is one that sat around for a really long time. I'm glad that she likes it and that it has a new home. But yeah, it actually kind of made me want to go out and look for some wool hats, like just to see, because I like selling them. It's just that you have to be careful, or else you might sit on them for a little while. Just depends on the brand. Then I sold this Torrid Curve size 38D black push-up plunge bra. I paid $1.06. It sold for $26, and I got a profit of $19.74. So once again, bras are worth picking up. This one was pre-owned, but if it's in really good condition and it's only like 99 cents, to sell it for $26, I mean, that's a $20 bill that you're getting in your pocket profit. So that's worth it. Then I sold this Sundance size medium floral jacquard dolman sweater. I paid $5.22. It sold for $43 and I got a profit of $29.18. I believe this one had the blue tag, like the blue font. I think the red font is the older one, and I guess the blue one is like newer. So I don't know, maybe I'll be more on the lookout for the blue one, because I wasn't sure about Sundance before. It hadn't performed that well for me before, but $43 for a sweater is really good. Then I sold this Lululemon size 4 Move Lightly green cargo pants. I paid $4.17. They sold for $45 and I got a profit of $31.83. On the 25th, I sold this by Anthropologie size medium tan square neck balloon puff sleeve sweater. And I paid $5.24. It sold for $35 and I got a profit of $22.76. On the 26th, I sold this Old Navy Nuitag 2XL ribbed open front sweater. So again, with the Nuitag Old Navy plus size, I paid $5.24, and once again, it sold for $20, and I got a profit of $10.76. On the 27th, I sold another older piece from my inventory. This was Issey Miyake parfumes. It's Issey Miyake. It's a perfume, like, you know how you get those free gifts sometimes where they give away like the cosmetic bags or the tote bags. It was this bronze tote bag, and I was just so excited to find something with Issey Miyake on it, because I know that that's an expensive brand, and so I thought that it would move faster, but it did not. I paid $2.34 for it. It sold for $17 and I got a profit of $11.26. On the 29th, I sold this Unzi size small / medium blue white tie-dye tie ankle high waist pants. I paid $1.81. They sold for $22 and I got a profit of $15.79. These were flawed. They had like some picks in the fabric, and I'd actually pulled them out to donate them, and then I decided for whatever reason to just try to relist them, just try to get fresher photos and see if that helps, and it did. It was worth it. So I'm happy to see these go off to a new home, and I'm glad that I was able to sell them. On the 30th, I sold these Wrangler Rancher boot size 28 by 30 Nuitag tan pants. I thought that they were women's at first, but they're actually men's. I paid $4.17. They sold for $30 and I got a profit of $19.83. Then I sold these AYR size 6 navy blue wide leg pants. These were like office business casual pants. I paid $4.17. They sold for $60 and I got a profit of $43.83. AYR is a good brand. I actually sit on it for a little while. I sat on these for a while until I went to my storage unit, and I just decided to grab them so I could update the photos, and even then it took me a little while to like package them up and actually get them listed. But as soon as I listed them, like a few days later, they sold. So once again, go on and get your stuff listed, because you could be sitting on money. Then on the 30th, I sold this Plenty by Tracy Reese size 0 long sleeve striped dress. I paid $5.24. It sold for $20 and I got a profit of $10.76. This was an experiment. A while ago, I heard that Tracy Reese was a good brand to pick up, and I also heard that Plenty by Tracy Reese was a good brand. Whenever I came across it before, it never really impressed me enough to want to pick it up. Since this dress was pretty cute with the colors, I decided to just try it out, and I think this is about what I expected to get for it. I did have it listed for higher, but I accepted this offer because I realized this probably is about in the range of what I'm going to get for it. Now for the totals. So September 2023, my totals are, I sold $1,651. My cost of goods for what sold was $164.56. And my profit was $1,154.34. And here's something that I need to confess. I actually had a very off month in September. Mentally, I checked out from reselling. I think I only listed new items like just estimating maybe 6 days out of the month, I just could not get myself focused. I was interested in everything else except reselling for some reason. It's like my brain just decided to go on vacation, and that was that. It was like, that's it. You're going to rest. That's it. Even though I'm part-time, a lot of times I'm still thinking about, I guess because I'm a one-woman show, I don't have like the automated bots and I don't have like employees and stuff. Being part-time can still feel like full-time because you have to do everything yourself. Whenever you can get to it or try to schedule it out for yourself, you are the employees. So, but in September, for some reason, all I wanted to do was like do leisurely things. So I started getting lost in like reading novels. I'd be like, oh, I really need to go list something. And then I'd be like, or I could find out what happens next in my book, you know. Or I'd be like, okay, I feel like going for a walk with my dog. It's a really nice day for a walk. And then I would go do that. And if I could get myself to sit down to like do some inspecting of clothing, make sure I don't see any holes or stains, packaging or listing, I could only do like 3 at a time, which is odd for me because I had a whole stack of stuff that any other time I would have blown through it and it would have been done easy breezy. But this month it was just like that stack was staring at me and I was staring at that stack, and it seemed like time was going by and it was just always there. And I was just like, I think I'd rather go to lunch with my boyfriend, or I think I'd like to start decorating my apartment for the fall, or, you know, it's just so many things that I enjoy and like little hobbies that I kind of think that maybe I got away from because I started focusing on reselling so much, that seemed to resurface in the month of September. And so I didn't really want to fight it. I was like, well, don't force yourself to resell if you're not really feeling it. It's good to relax sometimes. And if you're feeling like reading a book, read a book. If you feel like going for a walk, that's good. That's healthy. So definitely kind of just chilled all September. So I'm very happy with those numbers because for somebody that didn't do hardly any work, you know, that's great. But I felt it kick back in towards the end of September where I was like, all right, what needs to be listed, or, you know, what can I do? So I'm back in action as far as listing, and I've had my break, but it's definitely good to take a minute, you know, because it's easy to get consumed with reselling. And I'm not saying like, you know, neglect reselling or anything, but I'm just saying if your body is telling you that you need a break, or if your mind wants to relax, just let it, you know, because it'll work out better for you in the end if you know, take some you time, like mental health days. So that's it for my what sold for September, and good luck. It is officially Q4, so it's time for holiday shopping season. People are out looking for things for gifts. Hopefully we'll see an increase, a big boom increase in sales. I know for me, like personally, I've already done all of my Christmas shopping for my son. Like I went into Ross and TJ Maxx, which I haven't been in there in a long time. I'm used to like doing a lot of thrifting now. So it was weird to go into a store, like a store, you know, and I saw all these toys on the table, and me and my boyfriend were kind of like, well, wouldn't it be cool if we could just like buy them now and hide them from him, you know, just hold on to them. Because usually when you get down to Christmas time, the things that you see all year round where you're like, oh yeah, I see those all the time, they disappear. Whatever you're looking for, it never fails. It magically disappears when you are looking for it. So I just went ahead on and bought all his Christmas presents while, you know, they had an assortment, so we won't have to worry about it. Everything that I could think of that he might like, I just scooped it up and we have it stashed around our apartment. So I don't have to worry about the rush or the fighting or any of that come like Christmas, December time. So, so yeah. But I'm sure there will be a lot of people online, especially Black Friday and all of that, looking for stuff. So make sure you get your stuff listed and be prepared because, the post office is going to get pretty busy too. So if you can print out your labels. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to talk about. So I tried out the QR code. Poshmark has a QR code where if you don't have a printer, you can just, where it says print label or generate QR code, you do that. And you can go to the post office and either go to the self-help kiosk or get in line and go to an actual attendant. Just show it to them on your phone and they'll scan it and it'll print out the label for you. So the first time I did it, it didn't work. I tried it at the kiosk. I thought something was wrong with the kiosk because it kept saying error. Then I got in line and I went to go talk to the attendant and the same thing happened to her. And so when I got home, I Googled it to see what was going on. And apparently you have to wait about 30 minutes. So if you know it's going to be like 30 minutes from the time that you leave your house to go to the post office, generate that code then. So that way it has time to, I guess, show in the system. And that way, by the time you get there, you can go on and print it out. So that was something that I didn't know. I tried it out, and I just thought I would pass that along if you don't have a printer and you want to use the QR code. But again, we're going into holiday season, so you might not want to wait in line. I mean, do what you have to do, but sometimes at my self-help kiosk at my postal service, their printer will be down, which means that if I was using the QR code, I can't use that kiosk. I have to get in line. And everybody knows that post office lines during the holiday season are out the door. So get your postal supplies ready. Also, order free postal supplies in advance on the website, because one year the padded flat rate envelopes, there was a shortage, and they were the ones I needed the most. So I was kind of in trouble that year. But just make sure you got all your shipping supplies together. If you can make it easier on yourself so you can be in and out of the post office, that's great. Get your stuff listed, and that's it. So I hope you guys had a great month, and thank you for your birthday shout outs. My birthday was in September as well. Thank you very much, and thank you for the referrals. Thank you for all of the new subscribers, and yeah, so just thank you so much for supporting my channel and supporting my Poshmark closet as well. If you purchased anything and left a love note, I appreciate it. If you purchased anything, period, I appreciate it. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.